Hey, Mike Callahan, don't be perceived as a sleazy pickup artist in the bar from last weekend. And what I mean by this is a lot of us in the lawn care industry or the home cleaning industry are jumping the gun and not using the proper channels of communication and what's expected by our potential consumer. If a consumer or potential consumer requests an estimate off your website and gives you an email, a name, and hopefully a phone number, they're not expecting you to text message them. They're not expecting you to like them on Facebook. They're not expecting you to send them Facebook messages. They're expecting you to either email them back or potentially pick up the phone. I know it's crazy, and give them a phone call the old-fashioned way. But they're not expecting you to text message them. They're not expecting you to stalk them out on Facebook. And some of the other things we're seeing nowadays with the technology. It seems like companies nowadays are adverse to actually having a one-on-one conversation, or at least sticking with the channel of communication that the potential consumer started with. So we need to keep everything aligned and have clear communication along the channels that the estimate was requested in. Now, we have a text line at our office where people will text us for an estimate, and that's completely acceptable to drop them into an automated text sequence or text live from an app like Service Autopilot or Voice over IP like Ring Central. But pay attention to what channel they're calling you in or talking to you in, and use that channel. Do not take the liberty to think it's okay to bother them during their personal time, because you will ruin your credibility and the sale before it ever happens. Now, the second part of this is it is awesome to talk to people along different mediums. So a lot of people I talk to and work with through my automations company is that they do not want to pick up a phone and call people. They want to just do an email or a text message. But the combination of phone calls, emails, text messages, and yes, printed out letters in the mail will net the best result, because some people are more receptive to phone calls and text messages. Some people are more receptive to print copy. Some people are more receptive to video, just like this. I engage a lot of my customers with videos embedded in our emails or links to them via a text. So back to the crazy pickup artist analogy, not that I approve of this, and I think it's pretty slimy, but pickup artists are notorious for moving people from one place to another. And this is called a transition shift. And basically, we can mimic this acceptance and transition to different areas in our marketing. So the pickup artist may be getting a drink at the bar, talking to them and said, okay, let's pick up and let's move over towards the DJ. And they may be dancing a little bit. And then they're like, okay, well, let's move over here to these seats and talk. But as you're moving them, transitioning from one room to another room to another room, it's building the acceptance for something new to come along. And as we're building that like and trust, we're not trying to be sleazy like the pickup artist, but we can use the same kind of theory with our marketing. So if we're communicating with them via phone, and as soon as we drop the phone and we follow up with an email saying, hey, it was great talking to you, Mrs. Smith, today. Is it okay if I reach out to you in another few days via phone call because you hadn't decided if you wanted our service yet? Now, if the relationship's at that point, we may have a text message go out in between reminding them like, hey, I'm going to give you a call in an hour. Is it still a good time to call? Or if we get them to opt in through Facebook and like our Facebook page, maybe we use an automated bot like ManyChat to get them to opt into our Facebook messaging. And then we're going to use these different mediums to move them along a journey so they're more accepting to change, and they begin to know, like, and trust us on different mediums, and the ability to close the sale is going to be at a higher opportunity or percentage. And people that are really good at this are top-notch salespeople. There's a reason why you go to buy a car, that they move you throughout the sales lot in different areas in the actual sales room of a car dealership, because they're getting you to transition to these different areas and getting to know, like, and trust them, and the transition is expecting something else to happen. So if we can build in the changing from different mediums in our marketing, it's going to increase our ability to sell more and close more sales. But be aware up front that whatever medium they come into, respect the individual until they opt in or have acceptance and begin to know, like, and trust you before you start hitting them personally on their phone via text, Facebook Messenger, and different things like that. So hopefully this is helpful. Don't be a sleazy pickup artist. follow the medium or channel that the lead or consumer wants you to, but keep in mind that the biggest net return is to hit them in different mediums as far as print media, emails, phone calls, text messaging, and Facebook Messenger if they've opted into that and they have the acceptance for that. And remember, the good thing is text messaging and Facebook messaging goes to their phone immediately. The bad thing is it goes to their phone immediately. So be cognizant of what time and when you're doing that, because you don't want to be texting them in the middle of the night or while they potentially could be having dinner, or in the middle of the morning if they haven't woke up yet. So if you're doing an automated system, be well aware of the time zone and where you're interacting with these people for the best results. An example of this is we text messaged everybody about 3 in the morning when we dispatched our plow trucks by mistake, and obviously that didn't go over well. So word to the wise, just be very cautious when you're text messaging or Facebook messaging with your interactions and communications if that's something you're doing. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below, and until next time, hope everybody's having a great spring season.